Hi and welcome back to the Citizen channel. You're all staying safe and well. We continue our look at the retrial of Benjamin Mendy. Yes, we got up to day 3. Mr. Mendy, 28, is accused of raping one woman and attempting to rape another. He has pleaded not guilty to both counts. The alleged attempted rape of woman 1 is alleged to have happened in October 2018. The alleged rape of woman 2 is alleged to have happened in October 2020. Judge Stephen Everett is the honorary recorder of Chester, and he's overseeing the trial, and the prosecution is represented by Benjamin Aina KC and the defence by Eleanor Laws KC. Please, if you're new to the channel, if you can push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications, great to have you on board. Everything City, of course, including this, we did cover the initial trial back last year and early this year, so I want to take this to its conclusion. So all your comments are very, very welcome. And give us a little like as well, guys. It'll be much appreciated as we continue this look at the retrial of Benjamin Mendy. City have actually confirmed recently that Mr. Mendy's contract with the club expires today, as I'm recording this, on the 30th of June 2023, so he will not be staying on at the Etihad. Of course, his contract has not been renewed, so as of July the 1st tomorrow, he's no longer officially with Manchester City. Right, on to day 3, 30th of June 2023. My thanks as ever to the timeline on the Manchester Evening News website, and Andrew Bardsley and Todd Fitzgerald are in court for the paper. We all started at 11:08 a.m. The jury was brought into court and now being read some agreed facts, information which is agreed by the prosecution and defence in relation to woman 1. She alleges that Mr. Mendy tried to rape her in October 2018, the jury is told. Jurors hear that woman 1 made a disclosure to a doctor that she had been sexually assaulted in January 2022. She went to a police station to report that allegation. She was reluctant to speak to officers and was not sure whether she wanted to report or not, the court hears. Woman 1 only gave police her first name, jurors are told. She went on to tell police that the alleged incident happened in October 2018. The jury heard she said the person responsible was Benjamin Mendy. Prosecutor Sarah Holt says, reading out the agreed facts. Woman 1 then disclosed details of the allegations she made against Mr. Mendy, the court is told. As part of the agreed facts, messages which Woman 1 sent to a friend after the alleged attempted rape are read to the jury. In one message she said, "I'm fine, it was a great night, but Mendy yesterday was like, when Mendy's friend isn't looking, I'm going to kidnap you," even though his chick was on his lap. She went on to tell her friend, the court hears, "I just got sexually abused, if that's the right word, by Mendy. He didn't penetrate, but he wouldn't let me go." The jury was now going to be shown the pre-recorded video interview of Woman 1, where she spoke about her allegation to police. Woman 1, the court hears, told police she met Mr. Mendy's friend abroad before arranging to meet him again in October 2018. The pair, Mr. Mendy and others, went to a restaurant where they had food and drinks and took part in drinking games, jurors hear. She alleges Mr. Mendy told her, "I'm going to kidnap you. I thought he was joking," the court hears, she said. They later went back to Mr. Mendy's home in Prestbury. Jurors are told she said the next morning she went downstairs to get her mobile phone and saw Mr. Mendy, who offered her a charger, the jury is told. She claimed he told her he had a charger in his room, but she said, "No, it's fine." The court hears Woman 1 say she later went to have a shower. Woman 1 said Mr. Mendy came into the bathroom while he was just wearing his boxers, the court hears. She said she was in shock and told him, "You need to leave." She said she'd put a towel around her as she was naked. But he kept following me around, she said. He kept forcing himself to see and take off my top. I kept pushing him away. She said jurors are told then they moved into a bedroom. Jurors are told that she alleged he sat on the bed and put me on top of him. He just kept holding me down. He took off his boxers. He had his penis near me. He kept saying, "Don't worry, I just want to feel you." I was drunk, but I was also aware as the night progressed. Woman 1 says the night before she alleges that Mr. Mendy tried to rape her. She has been questioned in further detail about her allegation by the interviewing officer. Woman 1 says that when she was having a shower, she saw a figure at the door. I was in shock, she said. He had his top off and just his boxers on. He was touching himself. Woman 1 says on the tape, I was confused. Like, do people in this house know what's happening? Would it make any difference if I'd said anything? I mean, they're his friends. It's his territory. I didn't scream because I didn't understand what was going on. I'm not really a screamer anyway, so I just tried to struggle my way out of it. At 12:38 p.m, the video interview was concluded. Jurors left the court for a break. At 1:05, the jury were back. They were hearing some further agreed facts in relation to Woman 1. Mr. Mendy attended Macclesfield Police Station for a voluntary interview on January the 18th, 2022, and was questioned about her allegation. He replied no comment to all questions asked, prosecutor Sarah Holt says. Judge Everett tells the jury to keep an open mind about this, noting it was his right to remain silent. The judge says he will give jurors further legal directions about this matter later in the trial. The jury then watched Woman 1 being cross-examined. She's not in court today because cross-examination was previously video recorded. In the footage, Woman 1 is being questioned by Mr. Mendy's defence barrister, Eleanor Laws KC. Woman 1, the jury hears, agrees that she went to a doctor after seeing press coverage about Mr. Mendy. Ms. Laws asks, you told the doctor that you had seen Benjamin Mendy in the news and you were suffering from anxiety. Yes, the complainant says. Ms. Laws asks, you told the doctor they had been sexually assaulted by Benjamin Mendy. Do you recall that? I believe so, yes, Woman 1 says. Woman 1 agrees that she was having fun when she went out with Mr. Mendy and his friend the night before. She alleges Mr. Mendy tried to rape her. The atmosphere between the two of you was light-hearted, wasn't it? Ms. Laws asks. Yeah, the complainant replies. And flirtatious as well, wasn't it? Miss Laws adds. Not in the slightest, she replies. My attention was on Mr. Mendy's friend and no one else. Woman 1 sent her friend a message saying Mr. Mendy wants to fuck me. She claimed Mr. Mendy had a predatory look on his face prior to the alleged attempted rape. Miss Laws puts it to her that Mr. Mendy asked to have sex with her. No, she says. The KC continues, did you say something about not wanting to because of Mr. Mendy's friend? No, she replies. Miss Laws asks, Mr. Mendy told you he had asked his friend if it was all right, if he had sex with you, and his friend had said it was fine. Do you remember that? No, the complainant says. Miss Laws says, that would have upset you, wouldn't it? I think it would upset anyone, Woman 1 replies. He didn't at any point try to penetrate you. Do you agree or not? Miss Laws says. Disagree, the complainant says. The cross-examination of Woman 1 by the defence has now concluded. She's now asked a few questions in re-examination by the prosecution on the pre-recorded video. Asked how she felt during the alleged attack, the jury here she said, out of control. I wasn't in a place familiar to me. I was in a different territory. I didn't have control. I was surrounded by all his friends. I kept saying stop and no, but that wasn't heard. The jury was being read now a statement made by a friend of Woman 1 who was abroad with the complainant when they met Mr. Mendy at a nightclub. She said a club promoter she got to know arranged VIP access for them to a number of venues. She was told that some footballers would be joining their table. Later, Mr. Mendy and some other men and women arrived. We weren't really that bothered about who was going to be joining our table. I'm not into the football, the court hears, she said. She said Mr. Mendy was on crutches and his leg was bandaged, the jury was told. She claimed Mr. Mendy made a point of warning people not to take photos or pictures with him in it. The friend says Woman 1 told her about the journey she made to Manchester in October 2018 to meet Mr. Mendy's friend. She said her friend later messaged her to say Benjamin Mendy had tried to force himself onto her. The case is finished for the day and the jury was sent home for the weekend to return on Monday morning where it will continue. So please join with them. Any comments are very, very welcome. And before we go, I want to ask one thing, don't say until we meet again. Please stay safe, everyone. Bye for now.